back to another episode of Island Gems. We didn't know we were going to be doing... Okay, that was a stupid intro. Whatever, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to keep rolling. Raul, why don't you ever do these intros?
It's not my podcast.
It is your podcast.
It's not.
It's a group
we discussed
effort.
this
That's
already.
what I'm saying. It's a group effort, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm carrying it on my shoulders.
Yeah. You're
Well,
you're
no,
doing, you're doing a great job.
No, thank you, but no, you need to help me out. So, next week you should pick out the second. Actually, next week we should do the fucking trivia bullshit. Remember we talked about that?
We did talk about that.
Yeah. So we should do that next week. But
you might want to turn Chris back on.
Is
Or
it
actually,
the
I don't
dog?
know. I don't think it matters. Yeah.
I mean, Ableton is gonna pick it up anyways.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Island Gems. This is episode 7 or 6, depends on how much of the lore you know. I am your second host with the most, Jay, and I'm here with my best friend, Raul.
Hello.
How are you doing,
Doing
my
good.
friend? Doing good?
I was not expecting to lose count so quickly on episodes.
On
Usually that
episodes?
happens on episode 200 or 100, and we already don't know where we're at on the 8th or 7th
We
episode.
haven't known where we're at since episode 2.
Oh fuck.
So that's the problem, right? That's the secret episode.
Uh-huh.
So ever since that episode happened, we were just never gonna figure this out. It's fucked. This whole show is fucked. It's ruined.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, we've got some shit lined up today. Later on, we're going to have our friend Colonel, who is going to be joining us to talk about Castlevania. The show came out a few weeks ago. It was a lot of fun, and he's got a lot of good insight on it. And I've also got some memes that I was going to show Raul, but he saw them already. So...
Well...
So I thought, well, why don't I just show them to Colonel as well? Maybe we can have more of a show that way.
What if he's seen them already as well?
Well, then in that case, we're just going to end the show early. We're just ending the show early.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah. Get more time to fucking play some squad or whatever.
Yeah. Why do you hate that game? You change opinion on that game so much.
Oh my god. I hate that game as much as I hate Watchmen, The
one
Boys,
day-
and Invincible.
The Boys. I actually want to talk about that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
About The Boys or
About
why
Invincible.
I find
Why you think
Nazis?
Invincible. Yeah. Actually, there's just one thing I want to say. It's not really that I want to talk about it.
Okay, hit me.
You're letting them win.
Oh, shit. You gonna hit me with that?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay.
So just, forget about all that. Just watch it. If you like it, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. But you can't just not consume a piece of media because some group likes it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna counter. Let me counter.
Okay.
In the 1950s, right?
Okay.
You remember how the Nazis were refugees everywhere, and there were a lot of bars that were like, "Oh, we don't serve Nazis," right?
Yeah.
This happened a lot in Latin America, I think.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of bars that were like, "Oh, we don't serve Nazis," and then when one bar said, "Well, we don't care," and the Nazis showed up, suddenly that became the Nazi bar.
That's fine. Yeah.
Well, I feel like Invincible is the Nazi show because
I don't
there
know.
is no clear statement.
I
Robert
understand.
Kirkland, I am calling you out. Say something. I don't. And the problem is I don't have any proof, but I also don't have any doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck, that is a good counter. I kind of don't have anything for that. I understand what you mean, but it's a piece of media. It's not a bar.
It is a piece of media, but is there not a single piece of media that's been tainted to you by its fans?
I don't. Yeah, sure.
Which one?
Undertale. I've never played Undertale.
Undertale, and you're like, fuck furries. Is that what you say?
I guess.
Oh my god, I gotta show
What's
you
a Fergie?
A furry.
Oh, furry.
What's a Fergie?
That's what I heard. I heard Fergie.
Fergalicious stuff. Oh Lord. Okay, I'll show you that in a minute.
That's true. But honestly,
you're the second person I talked to about this today. It's
Really?
crazy. Yeah,
The whole Invincible thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I think. Okay, did you watch the show?
I did, yeah. I did.
Is the gore supposed to be funny?
No, not at all.
It's supposed to be tragic.
It's supposed to be impactful, yeah.
Okay, when I see this scene right here, this fucking subway scene.
I mean, I guess it could be funny
This one.
if you have a weird sense of
Subway
humor.
Scene. Hold up.
Oh,
hold up.
yeah.
Subway scene. I see this.
Spoilers, I
This
guess.
right here. You tell me I'm gonna watch this. This right here. I'm gonna have to put this in the fucking
Yeah.
video episode now. Here we go. I watched this.
Time you'll learn.
This scene where he lifts him up, points him at the fucking train, and just fucking murders. Look
Yep.
at this.
Yep,
Look at
yep.
that guy fly out. This is supposed to be impactful.
Yeah.
Hold up. Give it a sec. Give it a sec. Look at that. That's hilarious.
Yep, yeah.
This is like.
Alright, but do you know the context of, like, why?
This is. Look at this guy.
Like, this gets
Look at this
fucked
dude.
up
Look at these. Look at that guy. Dead. That was like I just watched a Metalocalypse scene.
now. Yeah, you're right. Holy shit.
You know.
That happens
So
a lot in Metalocalypse. Fuck, I forgot about that show.
That's the problem, you know. I feel like I just watched an episode of Metalocalypse, or like I watched an episode of Super Jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, is this a dark comedy? Like, is it supposed to be so outrageous that it's kind of funny, or, you know, because it's just, I don't know. There's something about the animation. It's really pretty, but when they gore it out like that, sometimes I can't take it seriously. It feels like intense, you know. It's not like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, also by Kirkman. The gore in that show feels heavy, and when you see a dismembered person, it's like, oh fuck, you know. But here, it's like I just fucking see this. Look at this. You know, like what the fuck am I supposed to fucking feel when I see Omni-Man lift him up?
You're also missing
It's-
the context.
I know the context. Omni-Man is
know it?
trying to
Okay.
show to Invincible, or
Yeah.
the kid, that, hey, these people are cockroaches, you know?
Yep.
They're meant to be dominated. We are the superior race. You can't save them. And if you want to try and be the hero, look how many people you're going to end up killing. You can just submit and make this quicker, you know?
Right, yeah. Okay. Then
I will
yeah.
admit that the think scene is actually pretty good. That was good.
Alright.
I saw that one in its entirety, and I thought that was good. You know.
Okay.
I will also admit I haven't seen the show, but I just feel like Invincible has been there, done that. You know.
Fair. Alright. That's fine. That's a fair opinion to have.
Thank you. I feel like, and most people sit down, and they're like, "But why do you think that?" And then I bring out the facts, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we kind of has a fucking." Did you know Sky High was a fucking? Hold up. What do you call that? What do you call that? Philosophy of gene superiority.
Ah, fuck. I don't know.
Um,
Fascism?
Eugenics.
Oh, you.
Sky High is eugenic. It believes in eugenics, bro.
Okay. Is that another show?
Sky High, the movie that we all saw.
We saw this?
I took that from this fucking video, I will admit, but it's kind of true. Come on, Sky High, fucking.
I don't remember that.
a
I've
little
seen this
fascist.
movie.
Yeah, it was Disney. Come on.
Was it with you guys?
No. This is a Disney movie. We all saw
I've
in our
never
childhood.
Never seen
it?
this. No.
This movie's a little fascist. It's actually kind of
Fuck.
funny. It's not that it's fascist in its like presentation or whatever. It's that the moral of the story is that if you are a superior being, right? If you have superpowers, if you have good superpowers, right? Then you are entitled to more than people who have bad superpowers. Those are sidekicks, and they suck, you know? But they know their place, and they belong, and you know, and society works because sidekicks, or people who have weaker genes, or superpowers, not genes, superpowers. It's superpowers. It's not genes. People who have weaker superpowers understand that they belong as sidekicks, and people who have stronger superpowers belong as superheroes, and that's what makes society run, you know? And it's interesting because they underline it in an interesting way, because the protagonist doesn't have superpowers, you know? And his dad has incredible superpowers. He's like All Might, and he wanted his son to be this incredible like, you know, because he has amazing superpowers, his mom has amazing superpowers, so they were gonna have an amazing superpower baby, right? Like, his super strength and her flight were gonna make this Superman, basically.
Right,
that was the plan. That's the way they married into, you know, in this society, you need to marry into good families, right? So when he comes out and he has no superpowers, it's like, oh, you're a disappointment. You know, you fucked everything up. You suck. And then you think, oh, but the movie's trying to show you that you don't need superpowers to be a hero. You know, it's not the superpowers that make the hero. It's who they are as a person. And the dad is a bit of an asshole. Like, that's what it looks like. The direction the movie's going, right? And then the kid gets superpowers and saves the day. Only because he has superpowers. In fact, he didn't have superpowers, and because he didn't have superpowers, all of his friends almost died. And then the moment he got superpowers, he immediately saved the day, got the girl. It was like everything just fit into place. And I was just like, wait a minute, what's the moral of the story here? So, and then it's Disney. And you're like, well, Disney is a little weird sometimes, and this is like really old Disney. So
I just want to point out that every time I look at this fucking image, I keep thinking the most right character is Sig Haling. It just looks
oh my
like
god, it is fascist. Listen, that's all. What can I say? This guy right here, I'm gonna show you who he is. I'm gonna show you who this character is.
Yeah.
This is the dad. I'm pointing out the dad. The dad in Sky High is literally Omni-Man.
I don't know.
He's literally Homelander.
Yeah, that I can see.
It's the same character.
I can see that.
Dr. Manhattan. It's the same. Maybe not Dr. Manhattan, but whatever, bro. Like,
I got it. Maybe You're probably tired of the.
I'm a little tired of the trope.
Of the subject, yeah, of the trope, the theme. That's fine.
I will watch it. I will actually watch Invincible because I think the animation looks good. But what I told Odell today was I'll watch it when the hype dies down a little bit. You know.
Okay.
So,
cool.
So I will watch it. I will watch it.
I've seen it 3 times.
That's insane. It can't be that good. It can't be that good.
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen it 3 times because of I've seen it with other people.
Okay. I was gonna say there has to be other media to consume. Is it because the plot twist is so good that you're like, I want to be there when other people watch it?
Well, okay. The plot twist wasn't something I was expecting. And actually, Boyo, do you know Boyo?
Yes.
He didn't like the plot twist.
That Omni-Man was bad?
Yeah, basically.
Why didn't he like the plot twist?
I think he was expecting something more protective of Omni-Man. Like, I'm just trying to, do the best I can for my son and my family.
Okay.
And maybe he saw, what are they called? Guardians or whatever. Basically the Justice League of the show.
Okay.
Maybe he saw them as a threat to Invincible or some shit like that. I think that's what he was expecting. But no, it didn't turn out that way. It was literally, hey, I come from a planet where we're all fascist, and the weak die and the strong survive. Yeah. Spoilers, I guess.
So because spoilers for Invincible. I mean, I knew all of that. I did the research. I really wanted to figure out if I was being an asshole or not, and I don't know. I feel like I'm exaggerating for comedic value, of course,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm trying to be funny on the show. But ultimately, I feel like there is some merit to what I have to say.
No, yeah, I feel what you have to say. I understand it. But also, when you set that whole, oh, it's because fascists love it. I'm like, you can't just fucking let them win, dude. Fuck the fascists.
You're right.
Fuck them. If I like a band and they like a band,
Yeah, but if you like a band and fascists like a band, usually that band goes, hey, you know, like Rage Against the Machines, right?
yeah,
Where there was this weird sudden, like, they played a Rage song at a Trump rally, so then Rage were like, fuck Trump.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Right, you know? Rage could have been like, hey, listen, don't let Trump ruin our music. But no, they were like, no. First of all, fuck Trump, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all the Trump supporters were like, yo, fuck Rage, and they left. You know,
Awesome.
So just do that. Robert, no, and again, I mean, I'm talking out of my ass because I know I have no evidence that Invincible is like a show that all these alt-right goons like. I know that I know definitely with the boys, like, there's a lot of people who are like, hell yeah, Homelander, and I'm like, well, usually people who are like, hell yeah, Homelander are fucking weird.
Yeah.
But
I like his
but I don't
character
know.
though.
Homelander.
I like it. I like it. I like how evil
Why
he
do you
is.
watch these things? Okay, that's fair because last week I was sitting here like Griffith is kind of cute though, and like.
Oh, I haven't seen that show, but yeah, based on what I heard on that conversation, like his it's it's just.
On this episode of Island Gems, is Griffith
We're actually
a Nazi?
fascists.
Yeah, we're all fascists. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, that is a joke. Don't take it out of context.
Please. Though when Gabriel gets here, ooh, oh boy. No, I'm joking. Gabriel's a good boy. But sometimes he's kind of a fascist. No. I'm joking.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I stand there at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was
Cool.
gonna say something else. Oh, right, Castlevania. That's the other show. This is like the show episode, isn't it? We're just gonna talk about fucking shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, this is what I was gonna say, bro. Okay, so everyone must know at this point that the writer for Berserk died, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the fucking creepy part. I don't want to fucking take credit for this. I don't want to come off as like self-centered or anything. I'm just saying that we published that episode, that last episode we did where we talked about Berserk, 2 weeks late, right? We recorded it, and then 2 weeks went by, and then we posted it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he died 2 days after we posted, or no, I'm sorry, he didn't die. They announced his death 2 days after we posted that episode, right? Okay, he died. His death was announced on May 19.
Did we record the podcast on?
That's
on
what
that
I'm
day?
fucking saying. It's creeping me the fuck out, dude.
Are you serious?
I think it happened on that day or the day before because we posted it. I'm looking at the calendar right now. We posted it on May 19. I was editing the episode on the week of May 10 to May 15. We had recorded it on the week of May 3 to May 8. And he died on May 6.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
I really hate that.
Yeah. Damn, that's fucked.
No, it's fucked. It really sucks. I loved him. I loved his work. A lot of his stuff influenced a lot of the stuff that I like now.
What else has he worked on besides, or has Berserk
Literally
has
just
been?
that, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think he has another manga that's not very long, or I think it's finished, or it's not big. Like Berserk has been his child. You know, he grew up with it. His art style changed and improved with it. The themes in Berserk matured and almost became more wholesome and more optimistic on life as time went on. It's very interesting. And that was the first and last thing he worked on, I believe.
Damn.
So it was crazy. And I mean, without question, Berserk inspired Castlevania. It inspired not just the show, I'm talking about the games, right? Without question.
When did Berserk come out?
Berserk is from, I think we talked about this last episode. Berserk.
Because Castlevania is pretty old.
Oh,
isn't that a game
older.
from
That's
the
the thing.
80s?
Berserk was first published in 1989.
Okay. Well, it's
You know.
Castlevania.
Castlevania first game. The first Castlevania game came out in 1986. What did I say?
Okay.
89? Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe it was retroactive. But the
Mhm.
show is definitely has heavy Berserk influences, you know?
I believe it.
Dark Souls in its entirety,
That's a lot more.
you know? It's even in Metal Gear. I don't know if you noticed, but you know how in the Phantom Pain, Snake always has a little strap that he hooks onto his helicopter, and when he has it off, it's just dangling like a tail.
Yeah.
And like the metaphor is that he's like a devil's tail, right? Because he's got the devil's horn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Guts in the Golden Age, his sheath for this like greatsword is just a little tip that like falls right into place on the tip of the sword. So when he swings it out and he's running around, it dangles like a devil's tail. You know?
Okay.
So it's obvious that Kojima was like, I want to do this.
Yeah. Fucking Kojima.
Like I could go on for hours about all this crazy shit that was inspired by Berserk in one way or another, you know?
Damn, that's
Pretty
crazy.
much, yeah, I mean, come on, like, pretty much every big man with big sword, Cloud! Every fucking protagonist that has extremely large comical sword, you can attribute to Berserk, you know? And there are thousands. Ike from Fire Emblem is a mercenary with a giant sword that just does jobs for people. Like that's his whole thing. And he's got a cape and everything and a dark past, you know?
I didn't know the show was that.
It is. Berserk is as influential as Akira and Ghost in the Shell are to Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? And
I thought it was pretty niche or whatever. Berserk.
oh.
Like not niche, but you know, it had its audience, but it wasn't huge.
Right,
huge.
right. I think the niche is more in like the manga world, or not maybe not in the manga world, like you know how with rock and roll, when people are like, oh yeah, I like rock, and you're like, so what do you like? And they're like, oh, I like Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue, and you're like, okay, so you kind of get an idea of what kind of how into music they are. But
Yeah.
if they go like, oh, you know, I'm really into fucking Led Zeppelin, or I'm really into fucking
Poison or something.
yeah, some like weird and not niche, but like, you know, it's like this is like, I'm not saying this is real rock and roll, because you know there is no such thing as real rock and roll, but like you can tell, like if you need people who listen to like Pink Floyd or like Led Zeppelin or The Doors are probably they need to maybe be deeper into music as a whole
Right,
to
yeah,
consume that, not just because it's like different and strange, but because it's just not like mainstream
Right. Yeah.
in pop culture, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Even though in rock it's like a rock culture, it's everything. So it's like that. Like I feel like Berserk is, when it comes to manga or anime, and as far as pop culture goes, Berserk isn't the biggest or the most famous because it hasn't had a lot of adaptations that are good, besides the original show and the 3 movies they dropped after that. And because the manga has been running since 1989 and it hasn't finished, you know, it's kind of like I don't know, like One Piece, you know, where it's just like the people who are into that show have been into for a long time, and there's
God.
probably not a lot of like new readers, you know. But if someone's like, oh, I read One Piece, oh, I read Berserk, then you're like, oh, okay, you definitely know your manga, you know.
I see. Okay.
So it's kind of like that. It's like if it's an iceberg, then
Right,
Berserk,
the meme.
yeah,
Okay,
it's all the
yeah.
bottom, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't mean it's less influential. It's just the influences that inspired Berserk are more prevalent. The same with Ghost in the Shell. Not a lot of people have seen that movie, not the original animated movie. Same with Akira. And by I mean not a lot of people, I mean like in general, like if you get a sample of people, not a lot of people know the movie, but they know the shot, they know the bike, you know. They know that shot. Not a lot of people know like the Ghost in the Shell movie, the original, but they definitely know the show, like Stanley Accomplice, or they watched Cowboy Bebop or Evangelion or some other cyberpunk show that was heavily influenced in one way or another by these two who came out and said, this is the new staple, this is the new genre of whatever, and you know, kind of like that.
Cool.
So it just sucks, you know. He was a very respected author in the series, and not in the series, sorry, in the culture, and the fact that he died so suddenly it's crazy, you know. It's like losing the guy who does Goku. What's his name? Dragon Ball, I forget his name. Dragon Ball creator. Akira Toriyama. It's like losing Toriyama. It's like, what the fuck are we gonna do now? You know?
Yeah.
It's insane. So yeah.
Man. Is it true that his wife is gonna continue the series?
Oh, this is crazy. Se me paran los pelos. Apparently, the only person who knows how the show ends or the manga is her.
Holy
and she's
fuck.
gonna finish it. Yeah. So, and
That's
apparently
gonna be
the
hard.
team. Yeah, I agree. That's gotta suck. And he died so young. He was 54.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, that shit's crazy. Kojima's older than that.
Is he really?
He's 59, Kojima. I was scared suddenly for him.
59?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Really? He looks like he's in his, like, 40s.
I know.
I mean, Asian people always look younger.
57, I apologize.
57, okay.
Yeah.
Still, though, pretty close.
Still pretty close, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. So, you know. Yeah, that's another good example, actually, of what I'm talking about. Everyone knows video games, right? And everyone's a gamer. But you can probably get a bigger sample of who's, like, a casual gamer and who's really into, like, video games by just saying, do you know Kojima? You know?
You're right. Yeah.
Do you know Miyazaki? Like, if you just drop Yoko Taro, if you drop a name like that, some people are like, yep, I got you, you know? Same with movies. I'm not trying to gatekeep. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it doesn't make you more or less of a gamer. It's just like there's like a different level of maybe understanding.
Yeah. You just some people dig deeper or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some people, like with movies, some people watch movies casually and some people like follow niche directors and like that. You know?
I'm more on the casual side for the movies. Absolutely.
Did you watch Army of Dead?
No.
Army of the Dead. It's the new Zack Snyder movie that's on Netflix. And I'm gonna be real with you.
Is that the one with Batista?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I've seen it around. I've never seen it.
Just came out. After I watched Justice League, I was like, "Listen, Zach, I don't know if we can do anything good." And then I watched Army of the Dead, and I'm like, "I take it back."
Oh shit! All right.
So you're gonna enjoy it. It's it doesn't take itself seriously from the beginning, so that's how you know.
Cool.
That it's a good one.
Cool. Yeah. I like that.
It's actually a heist movie.
What?
Yeah.
Just set in a zombie thing?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's interesting. That sounds interesting. Great.
Oh yeah, you're gonna enjoy it.
Huh. I might give that a watch. Usually I'm just bored of zombies in both media, like in movies and games. Like I just don't really, I don't know. There was an explosion, I think you remember, during the mid 2000s. Where every game that would come out.
Oh,
no.
I'm like an explosion in Puerto Rico. The only explosion I know in the mid 2000s was
no.
La gasolinera aquella, ¿tú te acuerdas?
Sí.
¡Ya, puñeta! That was crazy.
Que se veía de Calvin.
Sí, cabrón. That was crazy.
Oy.
No.
But yeah. There was like an explosion of like video games. And they're all zombies, like zombie video games.
Yeah,
and it was kind of boring after a while.
Yeah.
And I still think I carry that with me. It's like, fuck, another zombie game.
No, I get it. I get it. I think I like it, but it depends. You know, like I don't. If it's I'm at a point where if the zombie game takes itself too seriously, I'm just like whatever. I already played Last of Us, and if it's too,
people hate that shit now.
I'm over it. I feel like the hate for Last of Us 2 actually is really misogynistic and homophobic, but that's another case. But I'm over it. I already played the first one. I don't need the second one. I didn't ask for this, you know? I'll play it later.
Did you play it?
I haven't, no.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I want it, but like ever since they announced it, I'm like, I didn't ask for this, you know?
I see.
So sometimes some stories are better left, you know. And the ending to Last of Us 1 was perfect. That's just how it is. So just leave it like that, you know? So whatever. And then if it's anything like a wave defense, I'm like, well, I already played Left 4 Dead, you know?
Right, yeah.
I'm excited for the new one they're doing. What's it called?
I don't remember.
You know,
but
the
yeah,
one,
it looks
though,
pretty
right?
fun. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, hell yeah, you know, do it. It's like that old ass game needs a fresh look. I'm the same as Payday. At this point, I know they're doing Payday 3. Yes, I'm bringing Payday into this.
Motherfucker.
I know they're doing Payday 3. I'll wait until that's out, you know? I had my fun with Payday 2.
We could have had a fun Payday. You remember that
The fucking...
the World War
yes,
II
I
one?
never forget. Every time I watch Inglourious Bastards, I think about that.
God damn.
They
It
could
could've
have
been
done
good.
a fucking World War II Payday, but nope.
They just fucked it up. It was not
God
good.
giveth, God take away.
You know I don't hate Payday, right?
I know you don't.
It's just that
It can get a little tedious. It can get a little repetitive.
yeah. It's one of those games.
Yeah. It
crashes every time I launch it.
It also crashes
so.
every time you launch it. It's in desperate need of Payday 3, honestly.
It needs something.
So,
yeah. A whole last other game.
Yeah.
That's what it needs.
And then I was gonna say, I feel like the only game I can probably excuse is anything close to Dead Rising because they make it fun to kill zombies there.
I haven't finished it.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. You know.
Death Stranding, really?
No, sorry. I said Death Stranding. I meant to say Dead Rising.
Oh, okay.
You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no need to beat that. It's just fun to kill zombies.
It is.
Like that. Yeah. They just said, hey, here's 1,000 zombies. Here's them all. They're all one-hit kills. Have fun. I'm like, great. Yeah. This is what more zombie games should be like. You know.
Here's a bunch of tools. Make yourself a wacky weapon.
Done.
And just go out there.
Just go ham. Fuck it. You know.
Yeah.
More games should be like that. I am tired of the alpha zombie that runs really fast. Like fucking. Oh, there you go. You know how we were talking about Watchmen and how I said that Watchmen was a great movie that contributed nothing positive to the world?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about this in the podcast. Let me just real quick re-say that. So I was saying that there are two pieces of pop culture media that are really influential but brought nothing positive to the world. One of them is Dark Knight and the other other one is Watchmen. Name one positive thing that came from that.
Well, I personally can't.
You can't.
Okay.
I know. You can't. Here's the thing. The Dark Knight was an amazing movie that shows the Joker in a really interesting and new gritty light, right? And then because the Dark Knight was so good, it somehow everyone wants to make a dark and gritty fucking superhero movie.
I see.
Fucking Superman is walking around snapping necks. Fucking Batman shoots people in the face now. Who gives a fuck? It's chaos. You know what I mean? You watched Batman versus Superman, right?
I didn't.
You didn't? Great. You saved your money. Did you watch Man of Steel?
No.
Oh, god damn. Okay, so you're not getting this. In the end of Man of Steel, Superman snaps Zod's neck. He kills him outright because he feels like there is no other thing he could have done to stop this family that he was about to laser to death. But here's the thing. He snaps his neck so hard that he causes a sonic boom. And the argument is, if you could do that así de fuerte, Why didn't you just fly away? You didn't have to kill him, you fucking idiot, you know? But Zack Snyder's like, oh, but if... Oh, here we go. Maybe this sounds familiar. Oh, but if superheroes were real, this is how they'd act.
Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, my God. And then Batman. Oh, Batman's... Okay. We know Batman doesn't kill because he will never stoop to the same level as the people who killed his parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except
he kills.
Zack Snyder's Batman. Because here's the thing, all these writers, what they do is that they say, I want to make a Batman movie. So then they read Dark Halloween, they read Dark Knight Rises, and they read, I don't know, Batman Year One, which is like 3 graphic novels. They're like, I understand Batman, I'm out, and that's it. And they think Batman never laughs, Batman never smiles, Batman never says a joke. You know? But I watched Justice League Unlimited. I played the fucking games. I can't attest that I read the comic book because I was too young for that culture. But I even saw the animated series, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Batman can crack a joke. Batman isn't edgy. He's overprotective. He is fear, right? But he isn't a dick, you know?
Gotcha.
And then in fucking Batman versus Superman, they throw a grenade at him and he just tosses it back at the goons and they blow up. He takes the car. Hang on, hold up. I gotta find a fucking video now. He'll take his Batmobile and just ram it into people. Batman versus Superman. Batman kills. All he does is fucking kill people, and it's like, but he's not killing people directly. It's indirect, you know. It's all indirect, and I'm like, no. He ran that guy over with the car. That's not indirect. He killed him, and he would never do that, you know. He would never do any of this.
It was an oopsie.
Look at this. Here we go. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is the Batman vs Superman kill count. 1. Oh, 4. There were 4 people in that car. Look at that.
Oh,
he's not done with that car yet.
Alright, they're dead. Never mind.
Fuck that other guy.
They're very dead.
All those guys are dead. Here he goes. He's got guns in his car. They're dead. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
They're all dead.
Wow. Wow.
They're dead. He killed them. Here we go. Fuck that guy. He's dead. Those guys are dead too.
But you know, Jay, if superheroes are real, they'd probably act
If superheroes are real, they probably act like this. Okay, here we go. He has a gun.
What?
Fuck that guy.
Oh, holy shit, he's just gunning people down.
This is a funny edit.
Shot that guy.
That was a funny edit. He's got a G36C. Fuck that guy.
Okay.
Who is this? Look at that guy. Snapped his neck.
What?
Oh, it was just a dream. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. He didn't kill anyone then.
What about this guy?
Yeah, okay.
What about this guy? They're dead.
Fuck.
This guy's dead. He's dead. He cracked his neck.
Maybe
a
little bit of a concussion.
Look, he just shot a fucking M60. Blew that guy up.
Oh my god.
Batman's insane.
Oh boy, looks good on the tube.
Batman's a fucking murderer, you know? That's not Batman. It's like, what? So, this is all... The only good thing that came from this is the Joker movie, you know? But a direct reason... another direct consequence of this is Jared Leto's Joker.
Ugh.
Here's the thing. Jared Leto's a good actor. I feel like he is. I feel like
know.
for the most part, before I saw Dallas Buyers Club, that was a great movie, you know?
I haven't seen it.
I feel like
Was he in 2049?
2049, what is that?
Not Cyberpunk, fucking Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah, he was. He killed that
He was pretty
movie.
good there, yeah.
Yeah. Jared Leto is good. Here's the thing. There was so much pressure for the next Joker to be, you know? Especially because there's this legend that, Heath Ledger died being the Joker. It ruined him.
Yeah.
You know? So he's like, okay, I have to now top this, you know? Because he wants to be a superstar. He's a bit of a fucking narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts being an asshole on set to everyone. Doing these pranks. They're not pranks. Sending used condoms to Will Smith isn't a prank, you know?
The fuck?
He starts doing all this crazy shit on set. This, the media starts hyping this up all over the place. Look how crazy Jared Leto is being. Oh, he's always in character. He only lets people refer to him as Mr. J, otherwise he won't act. Like, it's such a crazy, sensational story. Movie comes out, he's in the movie for 3 minutes, and it's awful.
Yeah.
You know?
God,
This
it's
is
so
all.
bad.
This is all because of Dark Knight. It just is, What else am I supposed to attribute to it? And then on the other side, we've got Watchmen. And Watchmen is this. Again, this is what superheroes would be like. There are people who are too strong. No one can govern them. The police can stop them, so they just do whatever they want. What are you gonna do? You have a stupid gun, I shoot laser out of my eye. What are you gonna do? So, Watchmen comes out, great movie about how you shouldn't fucking worship superheroes, and then everyone else is like, oh, I know, I'll make an edgy superhero movie where the superhero's bad, and wah! And here's 20 different fucking, it's the zombie phenomena, It's the same bullshit.
Yeah,
and you can say the same thing about The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead attributed nothing positive to pop culture.
No, it really didn't. I never finished that either.
It's not over.
I know. I just haven't finished the other like the first season or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
No, I'm over
the
it.
cop part, the sheriff guy, his story or whatever.
I mean, he's in it for like 6 seasons and then he dies. That makes no sense.
Ah.
He's the protagonist of the fucking story. They kill him.
Awesome.
And then you think, oh well, the protagonist is the son. They kill him. There are like they're no one else. They're the baby, I guess. I just want to fucking jump off a bridge sometimes. Movies are bad. Stop watching movies. Hollywood is the worst thing that happened. Marvel keeps pumping out this bullshit. There we go. The MCU is another negative thing. It's another thing that attributed nothing positive to the world.
I don't know. Is it?
I like the MCU. I think the MCU is cool, and I think what they made and accomplished, wrapping it up with Endgame, is a never-before-seen event that spanned a few decades. Like, it was impressive. You have to give credit where credit is due. What they accomplished for this universe is amazing. It's insane, and it will never be able to be replicated again, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't even think they can do it again because they're trying to hype it, like, to set it up with new movies and new shows, but I don't think it's there anymore,
Yeah, probably not.
So, but when the MCU stuff was happening in the Avengers and stuff, you remember how fucking, first of all, they tried to do it with DC. That didn't work. Then they tried doing it with, you remember the fucking Universal monster flicks they tried to like tie in? Like they tried to make the Mummy and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde into the same universe. Like, this was a whole thing they did.
I don't remember that now.
It was supposed to be like the it was the Universal horror monster universe.
Universal horror monster universe.
See, the classical monsters, like, this was supposed to be a universe that involved all of them, and it was gonna start with the reboot of the Dark Universe. That's what it was called. They were gonna do the Mummy, the remake, and they did the Invisible Man, the remake, right? The Invisible Man remake is actually a pretty decent movie. But they were supposed to set it up with the Mummy, and in the Mummy, I think there's a scene where this guy called Dr. Jekyll is like in it or whatever for like a few seconds, and they hyped it up. Or that movie was horrible.
Fuck.
The Mummy remake, no audio. Did you remember when they did this? So they dropped the trailer for the Mummy movie, Mummy, and they had no audio.
I remember, yeah.
That
it
was
had like
crazy,
very
man.
very small like
It just had all the breathing and whatever. It had no music.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
It was like, it had audio. It just didn't have the
Right, it wasn't
music
full
or
thing.
sound effects. Yeah. Here it is. Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
What if
We're
the
gonna have
movie
to
was
watch this
intended to be watched with no audio?
I would love that. Let's just do
They were
that.
trying something new.
What is this? This is bass? Can you imagine being on Twitter and trying to understand what's going on? There's some audio. There's that.
He's talking.
Yeah, there you go. What the hell?
Holy shit.
Oh my god. They fired someone for this.
Oh, they sure did. How can you fuck it up? Because they probably have the one with the audio.
Right.
But they just uploaded the wrong version of the edits.
It's the same scream twice. You can tell they just dubbed this in. So you get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to fucking... Okay, here. Oh, because half of it works.
Shit. Yeah, but
That's
you're
the
supposed to check
mistake.
the whole thing.
Yeah. 100%. That's crazy. I don't even know what to tell you, man. There's just... that is a direct result of the MCU. So... I don't know where I'm going on with this tangent, but... Whatever.
On this episode.
How on this episode of Island Gems, Jay goes on a fucking 30-minute rant about why nothing good comes from anything ever, and everything's fascist.
Yep.
Oh my god. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty chill. I liked Invincible.
That's good news.
Castlevania was good. I hate Evangelion.
Oh my god, what a fucking crazy. You know what? Let's bring Colonel in. Colonel,
Okay,
who is going to be talking to us about Evangelion.
Please don't. Please don't.
So we are back once again after a mystical cut, and we have here with us Colonel, my other best friend, but not lesser best friend. Colonel, how are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Right now. Who are you gonna
Right.
choose, me or Colonel?
You gotta pick one.
Do it.
Okay, so now the show belongs to Colonel and Raul. I will not be departing.
All right,
You guys have
Raul.
fun.
We got a problem starting off the bat then with our new segment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that you hate what I love.
I truly do. But you also hate what I love.
That's not always true.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay. I'm bringing you in here, Colonel, today. Besides the fact that we love you and you're always a friend of the show. But do you watch the show, Colonel?
Do you watch this show?
Yeah.
I watched.
I know you
part
don't, you
of
piece of shit.
the
You
first
fucking
episode.
liar.
Yeah, I'm
That's
telling you
it?
the truth. I've only seen part of the first episode because you were talking about Cyberpunk.
Oh my god.
And I'm still not done with Cyberpunk, so I will
Oh
not be
my
catching up anytime soon.
So you're just like, I'm not gonna watch this out of order.
Look, just
Why wouldn't you,
skip
right?
like 5 episodes because we
Just
talk
skip-
about
Wow,
Cyberpunk
you spent
Every
5
episode.
for a while.
episodes.
No, we
Yeah,
always bring it
we
up.
just
I
keep- we
figured.
keep bringing it back.
There's this long running trend where every time we say Cyberpunk, the audience has to take a shot.
Uh-huh.
And now that we've officially said Cyberpunk in this episode, that also counts. So.
But of course, right?
But of course. But you finished Castlevania recently, didn't you?
Yeah, like 20
Literally,
minutes
like
ago.
10 minutes ago. Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about it because I know Raul loves it. I love it. And you had started watching it a few weeks ago.
That's right.
And we were talking at Denny's, and you gave me some really mad insight about that story's writing. That's the show's writing.
Well, honestly, it's just really writing 101. That thing I usually complain about in like movies and TV shows, they just do a pretty decent job, they do a good job. All the way back in season 1 and all the way to season 4, for the most part, like I can honestly just nitpick if I have to find something I didn't like particularly. But after watching the whole thing, I liked it. Like there's a lot of setups, there's a lot of payoffs. I like the show has a lot of instead of doing like cascading climaxes, they put them all together, which was pretty cool. You know, they did it like the first time we see this happen. You know, I think it was in season 3, yeah, because season 2 is like the fight in Dracula's castle, so nobody's separated yet. But in season 3, you know, we got all these different things just coinciding, and it's, you know, a lot of things are at stake, and that's another thing I gotta get into later. Like this show actually makes you care about the stakes, right? Yeah, and then season 4 does it again, right? We get another couple of coinciding climaxes, and then we get the big climax, and then and then kind of like in Lord of the Rings, like after everything's said and done, right? We get like the gang,
A little epilogue.
yeah, the little epilogue episode. See where do we stand? You know, if there's anything that still has to be wrapped up, this is the moment to do it, and it was fine. You know, I think the show, animation wise as well, this show's
incredible animation wise.
I think it's I don't know if it's on purpose, but I feel like it's a mixed bag, and more so in like the beginning, right? Like I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the show is really choppy, right? But then,
it's because of the frame rate, yeah.
Yeah, it's just really choppy.
I feel like American anime in general, and we have a lot of we talked about this a lot before because we have a really mad gripe on the Dead Space movies that were 2D. You know, we talk about that.
Yeah.
The American anime or animation frame rate is always a little too low for it to be like, I guess, pleasing to the eye. And in the first season, it was a very pretty and detailed work that I also felt was maybe a little choppy. But when it mattered, they would go the motions. They would go the whole way.
Right. Like
and
I really
feel like
that.
Yeah, because like that fight with Alistair is really. Did I say Alistair?
Yeah,
I meant to say Alucard.
He does have a dancing sword.
Yeah. That fight against Alucard is very well animated in season 1, and in season 2 they say, okay, I'm just gonna go full in with the Dracula fight, and they did, and then season 3 is even better.
Yes,
you know?
yes,
So.
definitely. I was really feeling the change ups, season 3 and onward.
But you said writing 101.
Yeah, okay, so like if anybody's ever heard me talk about stuff, I have some gripes that always come up, because honestly it's really the same thing over and over again, right? It's like, why, like, you give a character motivations, right? Are they gonna be subverted? Are they gonna pay off, right? You can't just have somebody, and this is me taking like a very prescriptivist view of like the medium, right? There are obviously exceptions, and we don't always have to harp on these things. But this show does a very good job. You know, when we met at Denny's, we were talking about, I had just watched the I think second or third episodes, right? He gets to the town, and they're talking about the myth of the sleeping soldier, which turns out to be Alucard, right? And there's a lot of setup and payoff in that episode, right? And we learn a lot about the speakers, even though the speakers are only really like in this show during that season, right? Like they never show up again, like the caravan, right? We learn so much about them throughout Sci-Fi later on, but mainly in this group of episodes, right? Like we learned that they're liars, right? And we learned that, you know, they have gripes with God and whatnot, but this show, oh my god, okay, so I'm gonna have to open up a couple of tangents that we'll have to close later on, but this show also has a lot of interesting themes, right? I think, for example, like, reflection is a very big theme in this show, right? For example, they always communicate with mirrors, and mirrors are really important, that they transport people, but every character in this show has to go through a period of reflection. Right, Isaac reflects and changes. Hector has to kind of, I guess his is a bit more low-key, but he also has to reflect and change. The vampires have to reflect and change. This includes, you know, Dracula, right? He reflects and changes by the end of it. Lenore reflects and changes. Hers probably being one of the more meaningful ones from the vampire community. Morana and Striga, they do like this double take on what they're doing, and they come to conclusions and they have to change, right? So they, more reflection, right? Trevor reflects as well, right? He goes from being the jaded hero scamp to, I care about someone, I care about something, and change has to come because what we do isn't good, right? So it's littered everywhere, right? Everywhere else.
Yeah. And I did notice that a lot too, that the show really does reflect heavily on moving on.
Yes, precisely.
Especially on that pretty much every single character that makes it or comes out well at the end of the show learned to let go, and every character who didn't were too attached to their old ways or to some old personal grudge that they had or something that they just couldn't move past, and it dominated them to the point where they were like, I would prefer to die. Interestingly enough, what's this girl's name? The redhead.
The redhead, from the vampires? You mean Lenore?
Yeah.
She has like
Lenore literally
she
kills
literally,
herself
yeah.
because she's like, I can't adapt to this new world, So like, what more on the nose can it be with that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree. Raul, say something here.
I want Carmilla in my bed right now.
Okay, but I feel like
I mean, wouldn't you rather have Lenore?
No.
Lenore is
She'll put a ring on you.
Lenore is the wife. Lenore and
Carmilla.
Hector, both of them, I could take.
Carmilla supremacy or nothing.
What about Striga? Striga's
Yeah,
like
Striga's the shit, man.
Striga's pretty
yeah.
good. Striga's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I felt like ultimately, however, I feel like season 4 didn't swing as hard as I wanted it to.
Oh, I feel that.
You feel that too, Raul?
Yeah.
Did you like season 4 as much as you thought you would?
It was okay.
I felt that too. Season 3 blew me the fuck away.
Yeah.
And season 4 was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like season
Strapping
4, just kind of right, because we have the opening of the gate to hell, and we're gonna get Vlad, right? So we've seen this can be done. We've seen how it is done. We see the price. We see the consequences, and then season 4 is like, everybody's trying to do this, and we're gonna open up this portal again, and perhaps, as well, I feel as well that perhaps Trevor and Sif are probably not the most interesting characters in this world, right? Like Isaac, Hector, Vlad, everybody surrounding them is incredibly interesting because, right, they're the ones going through all of the character arcs and changes, whereas Sypha, right,
And
she only
Trevor,
goes through
they're more
one
like
realization.
eyes for us, the protagonists, not the protagonists, sorry, the viewers, to observe the world, and there's no fault in that at all. There are plenty of characters that take on this role in different media.
Yeah.
And I think that Trevor and Sypha are great characters, but I do agree that they are not the most interesting characters. I feel like their plot is resolved, and like you get you see and you experience everything you need to in those first 3 episodes of season 1.
Yeah.
There's not much. Trevor grows as a character to the point where he's like, okay, I guess I care now. By episode, that season 1 is 4 episodes.
Yeah, 4 episodes.
Right. So by episode 3, Trevor has already grown all he's gonna grow for the rest of the show. He's now the hero, and he's going to do this because he is Trevor Belmont, and he's not a pussy, and he's not a drunk. He's got this. And then Sypha, you have her arc. You find out about her past, and here's Sypha. Boom, done.
Yeah, like.
And I feel like maybe even Alucard kind of gets that same treatment around season 2, and then by that point, he's reached his tipping point. I feel like that's ultimately it.
Well, Alucard,
It's everyone
even then,
else.
I feel like Alucard had, out of the 3 main characters, Alucard had the most things to like ponder about. Right?
True.
Because Trevor's done in season 1. Sifa has her biggest change, which was it even a real change? Because what she realizes is that like hunting monsters and whatnot isn't a game, right? Which
Right.
fair enough, good lesson. The payoff was great. Like season 3's ending was great. Everything
Right,
with the
right.
judge, the village, the prairie. I love
Oh,
that.
season 3 was so good.
It was very tight. Just everything was there. I feel, from everybody, right? From the entire cast.
Look at the meme Raul posted.
Yes, yes. But
We'll
But
put it in
she's
there.
done, right? So like she doesn't grow in the first two, and then anything she was gonna learn, she learns in S3.
Yeah.
And after that, she's just herself, right? She's always
Yeah.
Sifa. She's gonna help people, and she's good. But it's not a joke anymore. It's not an adventure. It's
Right.
life.
But
You know.
I feel like ultimately the problem with the show is that they had all these interesting characters that they fleshed out, right?
Mhm.
And made really interesting in season 3,
Mhm.
and then they were like, we only have our contract ends at season 4.
Mhm.
We're
Right.
not getting renewed. We have to finish this. Right?
Yeah, right.
And then suddenly all this whole Carmilla thing is wrapped up in 2 episodes?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Are you kidding me?
She's like setting up for this whole fucking like invasion thing.
And in
Like-
one night, Isaac,
It's
Dwarfs
broken. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking done.
I can't believe that. And she fought like
Oh, yeah.
hell. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that was an amazing fight. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, how can someone this powerful be thwarted like this? It's just insane to me, And like on the one hand, they're trying to say, no, look, Carmilla is a force to be reckoned with. She's really strong. We're gonna show you through this episode. But on the other hand, they're like, we're gonna finish this now, and that's it. Like Isaac killed her, and that's it. There's no consequence. He kills her. The end. Isaac literally kills her, and his arc ends.
Yeah.
Well, I feel his arc was already done. He just had to kill her,
Right.
Because he had to. But he was already done when he was at the city. Talking
yeah,
to
you're
his
right,
bug
you
man.
are right,
He
you
are
had
right.
been done for a while.
Mm.
He, ironically though, or perhaps very much on purpose, he just ends up doing what Vlad told him to do anyway, right? To be like
Right.
the smart man.
But he does it for
leading
him,
the
I
people.
guess.
Yeah, he does it for himself, right? Which is also
But yeah, you're
just
right,
as
you're right.
important. This show,
Um,
this show also puts right the humans, right? The humans are the most important people in this world as well, right?
Right.
Like the the Forge Masters, they're needed, and only humans can do it. Also like these people with fleeting short lives are also the only people that can drag people out of hell, right? It's like
Right.
it really got this show really got me like pondering about two things, right? Because Sypha says like God is jealous of people, right? But then he sends his son, and his son surpasses the father, which is they're talking about like they're referencing I guess Trevor and Alucard, right? Because they gotta
Right.
Trevor surpasses his family by ending killing, right? He's not out for killing for sport and money like his family, and Alucard isn't like his father, even though he has many moments of where he could have gone down that path.
Right.
Although instead
and he chose not
seems
to,
be-
which is actually
yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting. It seems like, at the end of season 3, you're like, oh fuck, Alucard's going bad, and then in season 4, he's like, nope. I'm like, okay, I actually kind of like that. So you're right.
Yeah. And like these humans, right? So then this children surpassing in Jesus, but let's maybe digging a bit too deeply here, but right, like Jesus beats death and forgives all humans, right? So God loves all humans now, right? And now these humans in this like last act of gross success can also defy the death, right? That happen, right? Like they can beat hell in
Right.
the sense of bringing people back. And in Isaac's case, which was where like this really ends up going full circle, right? He can redeem these people, right?
Right.
Hell isn't your last in that world anyway. Hell isn't your last stop. There's always redemption, and redemption is another part, right? The
Right.
creatures of the night don't have to be creatures of the night, and Vlad and Lisa can start over. You
Right.
know, that was also very big, which was very interesting as well.
And it was interesting and it was satisfying. I loved it. It just felt rushed. It felt like there should have been its own Carmilla season followed by its own Vlad is being resurrected season. Because the Vlad resurrection and the Carmilla war are so separate from each other that it almost they never affect each other actually, you know?
Right, yeah, because you're
the actually well, I guess
all these
like
people to do something.
yeah, right. I guess maybe I'm wrong because Hector was in cahoots with Saint Germain. Fine. And Hector wanted to bring Vlad back. Fine. But ultimately they could have each had their own season, you know?
Right.
So it was a little strange, and I feel like nothing is more underlined, or nothing underlines this more than, like you said, Isaac kills Carmilla and he's done with the show. Hector helps Saint Germain, and then he sits, and when Isaac doesn't kill him, he's like, okay, well, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, he legit
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do. Yeah.
So it was just very interesting because
Yeah.
I've never, I guess I've seen shows rush to wrap everything up, but I have never seen a show rush to wrap everything up and still do a really good job.
Mm.
But I was
Yeah.
like, ugh, you know, because like,
Well,
I
that's
can
why
still tell
setup
you did
matters,
it.
right? The
Mhm.
setups were good, the way the transitions were good, and the ending might have been rushed, but it was a conclusion that you were either expecting or you know isn't a bad one anyway, right?
right.
It was heading this way anyway, right? Like Carmilla's court fracturing, fair enough. You know, I'm sure that would have happened. Vampires in this show.
Yeah, and I feel like that was probably gonna happen. Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
there was some setup there.
Hector and Lenore. Hector gets caged up like the animals he loves.
But here's interesting. Oh, not that I never heard about that. I never thought about that. You're kind of
What
right.
do you mean? Hector loves animals. He loves to keep
Mhm.
animals, and just like a pet, he becomes a pet.
That's interesting.
He gets caged up, literally being
But
put a collar on.
here's
him.
what I saw the moment after that intense scene. In season 4, he kind of do whatever, and I'm
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's not so bad.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Lenore
Yeah,
ended
right.
up
Living the life.
being nice.
Yeah,
Like-
he has a vampire girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He can come and go whenever he pleases.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can't leave the castle, and I guess he's working all day. But I mean, they're not whipping him.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's like you could have just asked nicely, I guess.
Yeah, like
And I feel like at the end of season 3, I mean, he kind of would have done it if Lenore asked, anyways. So
Yeah.
I found that. a
Though
little
honestly,
interesting.
I think they just weren't whipping him because Lenore probably had something to do with that. Carmilla probably wanted to
Yeah, they
fuck
would've
this
probably-
guy up.
No,
killed
yeah,
him,
for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, I just found that interesting. That was a really interesting, like a jarring transition.
I mean, he gets whipped, but in a different way.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Hector gets pegged for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a very,
He
it was a
does.
very, it was a very interesting transition. That and Alucard suddenly deciding, actually, I'm gonna give humans a second chance, were the two things that I
Mhm.
feel, from a writing standpoint, the writers felt, we can't fit this in any way in season 4, so it's best we just skip.
Yeah. Yeah,
Those
but
were
again, it
probably
makes
the
sense,
two
right?
things. Yeah.
Like framing wise and theming wise and payoff wise, like it had to happen anyway, but there's just no time, which is probably the biggest problem. Maybe 4 more episodes would have helped round this out,
Maybe.
right? Because you know he gets over humanity and whatnot. Gives him a second chance, which is the right thing to do, right? He doesn't fail like his father, but
No,
it
right.
just kind of happens.
Yeah, it kind of just happens.
Yeah, season 4 is a little odd. The war doesn't happen. Like, there's no.
There's
Like-
no actual war. There's just a battle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're still shown
getting
why
Vlad
not.
back wasn't really that big
Right.
either.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
It
I
was
mean,
a
all
nice
this-
touch though. Like all those people wanting Vlad back. All their uniforms were from like the different vampire generals that were in season
Mhm.
1. I thought that was a nice touch.
Oh, really? I never noticed that.
Yeah, they had the Japanese, like the.
Oh, yeah,
Hindu,
I did. Never mind. You're right. I
yeah,
did
yeah.
notice that. I like the joke about how what's a cross gonna do to a Hindu vampire?
Oh yeah, like Hindu people wouldn't know Christianity, right? So what
Yeah.
the cross wouldn't work, and then he's like, oh no, it's geometry.
Which I find funny, and I'm not gonna even question that. But yeah,
God.
I feel like overall it was a satisfying, lukewarm end to an otherwise fantastic season.
Yeah.
If you're gonna end a show, that's not the worst way to do it.
Yeah.
It was a good.
Could do it like. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. But
Attack
you'd
on
be
Titan?
wrong. What?
Huh?
Oh, you mean like Evangelion?
Yes,
Yeah,
What else are you
Oh
wrong
my
with, man?
god.
Come on.
Attack on Titan, I don't know.
I haven't finished that.
Yeah, I'm still
Listen,
missing two
Evangelion. What's your problem with the ending in Evangelion? What's going on? Do you like
I'm
the
close,
show as a
Raul.
whole?
Ah, man. I like certain things about it, yes. I don't like any of the characters. I don't think there's a single character in there I like. Except
I mean, that's
maybe Masato.
fine.
And Masato's
Yeah.
kind of a pedophile.
It's part of the psychology and deeper meanings. Come on, what are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Let's see, what else? The animation.
I guess that they're all pretty bad characters. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like most people would agree. Not bad writing, but they're just dicks.
Yeah, they are. The animations are great. They're pretty good for the time.
I don't know, man. If you ask me,
The design of the Eva is awesome. The angels, like fighting abstract fucking art, is pretty cool.
Sounds like you like the show.
Your contrast.
Story is going pretty well up until those 2 episodes, which I think were 26 and 27.
And you lose
So
your
the end.
mind. 24 and 25, I think.
And yeah. And I just check out
Okay. So here's the thing.
because it also ends.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's the movie, but I don't
But you
think the
know-
movie also resolves the show.
I mean, but did you watch the movie?
I did. I
And
don't
you think
remember
it
it too well.
revolves the
It's
show?
been a while since I've watched it. I watched it once. I probably need to revisit it.
Did you just finish the show?
No.
What did you watch the show?
I watched the show, but I also watched the movies, like the remakes.
Uh-huh.
So it kind of goes along the same, except they add
No,
like a character.
yeah. The remakes we can
Yeah.
talk about in a minute because I have a really interesting theory.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it sounds like you like the show, though. I mean, the problem with the ending is that they ran out of budget. You know that, right?
Yeah. I know
Right,
that.
so
And
they
I
did
know they
this
had an
thing-
ending planned, but there was an attack or something on Japan, and it was very similar to the ending for Evangelion. And they said, well, fuck it, we can't really.
Yeah, there's like a lot of really interesting and like meta things, but I feel like that isn't enough to, at least personally, to ruin the show. I mean, the show is good,
I
you
don't
know?
know, man.
And I feel like
yeah.
24 and 25 aren't really part of the show. I feel like it's more of like the writer saying, I'm never going to be able to finish this. This is kind of what the message I was trying to say. And also, I'm morbidly depressed, but I found happiness as I was doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
So here's me talking to you directly. I feel like that's what that was.
Okay.
I feel like the movie is the actual ending. Of
Right.
The show.
That's fine. But what? The movie, I don't know if they resolve the whole, like, the world, what happens with the world. I don't remember.
I mean, they kind of do. It's
do?
implied that at the end, everyone gets sucked into this like unification thing,
the whole
right?
thing, yeah.
And no one can be sad or depressed or mad or whatever if we are all one, because there's no misunderstanding. That's what the dad wanted, right? But Shinji says, fuck that. In the show, he says, okay, this is great. I'm not depressed anymore, right? But in the movie, he says, no, fuck that. I would rather be sad and depressed and angry and live than, be in this like weird synthesis with you guys, because loving is hating and pain. Like, to love is to hurt, and that's what makes it all worth living, and fuck it. And then he breaks free. And it's implied that Asuka also broke free herself, and everyone can come and like can also exit this weird thing if they want to, if they reach that understanding, or they can stay in it if they wish. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to reject it personally to be able to escape it. That's kind of the implication, I feel.
Okay.
So I feel like that kind of answers your question. It's not that the world is saved. It's that I guess the bad guys, the bad guys sort of win,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess the bad guy was the dad because he's forcing this on everyone. But
Well, if
Shinji,
not him, then Nerve, man.
right? Yeah, no,
Or
yeah.
Ape, yeah.
But you know, like I guess like the plan that they were trying to stop, the third impact, it fails. The third impact happens,
Uh-huh.
but you can still choose to reject this if you wish it. So it's like a personal choice. It's all a metaphor, I guess.
Hmm.
So I guess
Something
you
a
can
bit
hate.
away.
I guess you can hate the fact that the show gets really metaphorical and onto you. I guess, but it does. It does solve the plot.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't know it solved it like that.
Yeah, it's just like a little. It's a little deep. It's just deep out of nowhere.
Yeah. It just kind of catches you by surprise, and all of a sudden you're depressed.
All of a sudden you're depressed. I thought it was great. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Great show. Gonna watch it
I
a third
hated it
time.
for a long time. Colonel knows this. I thought that Evangelion was like, I never watched it, but I was like, oh, that's the show that ruined Mecha. You know, fuck that shit. Because I felt that because of Evangelion, everyone tried to say, oh, I'm gonna make all mecha look like these. Like they're all gonna be flexible and fast. Because before Evangelion, they were all heavy and stocky. So I always said, oh, fuck Evangelion. You know, it's a stupid
Yeah.
show. Then I
Yeah.
watched it because Giovanna's really into it, and she's like, watch it, you stupid piece of shit. And I'm like, fine. And I was hooked from the start because I thought the fighting was cool, like you said.
Uh-huh.
And then I watched episode 24, and it was like being screamed at. Have you seen the trailer that released in Japan for the movie?
No.
Oh my
No.
god, you haven't? Colonel, have you seen it?
I don't know.
The end of Evangelion Japan trailer. There's a really fucking weird trailer. Where is it? Hang on, I gotta find it. But Colonel, talk about Evangelion while I find this real quick.
It's great. Come on, no other piece of media changed the nine. It's good, you know. It's so good. It has reached the point of like pretentiousness in discussion.
I hate it.
That might be. I wonder, does that make it even better? You know, it's so. There's so much discussion that has been had around it, that we have reached the point of having people just be pretentious about it, right? Well, that's probably gonna start dying out though. So,
I
so
sure
as
hope
we
so.
step away from the 90s even more, more and more.
Right,
I
right.
hope it dies. Every day
This-
I wake up and I'm like, we're
Stop.
one more day.
Stop.
of
Look
it
at this.
dying.
Look at this. Look at this. This is real. This is the TV spot on Japan for the
Oh, let's
movie.
see
It's
this.
14 seconds long. I'm going to give you an auditory warning. It's a little loud and it's half volume, okay?
Okay. That's the whole show. That's just the whole show.
It's great.
It's it's so bad.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Are you kidding me?
That's amazing. Oh god.
This is incredible. Come on.
Yeah.
You're just a pussy, Raul. The
Dude,
show
I'm not
creeped
gonna
you
lie.
out.
I'm
The show
sorry.
creeped you out.
Do you remember the other trailer, the one that came in American DVDs? It has what's that classical piece? It's
Is
got
it for the movie?
No, it was for the TV show. I'm pretty sure it was for the TV show back in the day. God, it was in all the DVDs that I had, like all the Robotech DVDs I had when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think it's that one. Like that's because it says Netflix.
Is it this one? Is it this one?
Give me a sec. Let's look this up real quick.
This is a TV trailer. Look, you try finding it. Oh, this one.
Oh
this
yeah,
one.
yeah. Yes, for sure. I read the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has
Like, I
yeah, it
feel
has the
like
chorale from.
I feel like the thing about Evangelion is that it's like Bloodborne. Does that make sense?
But why do I like Bloodborne and not Evangelion?
Oh, because you're not looking hard
Because
enough.
you're a pussy. It
But-
creeped you out, and you
It
said,
really didn't. It just
Fuck
I just
off!
freaked out.
Dude,
I
the
just
spider,
I was just like, this
the
is kind
spider
of
in this
garbage.
trailer. When I saw that
You-
spider, little
are you
boy
kidding
me
me?
was
I
like,
think
what
I
am
think what I
looking
was
at?
expecting from the show was just another cool mecha show.
and then it got
you know?
deep, and you're
And
like,
then it
I
got
don't
deep,
want
and
it
I'm
to
like,
be
I
deep.
really don't. I really don't need this.
Oh, look at me! I'm Raul. I am emotionally stable. No fucking like nothing wrong in my brain. Not for me. Whatever, bro.
It was something, man. It was my white whale, and then I watched it.
I don't know,
as
man.
Good as like few things live up to like what you think of in your imagination. And for me, this
not
show hits it.
Evangelion.
That's
man.
crazy, man.
I'm sorry.
I just don't even
it just
know.
doesn't. It just doesn't.
I don't
I'm
even
sorry.
know. And how could you?
Hey, that's
how
fine,
could you
man.
like the whole show, and then you liked everything, even like when Shinji and the Asuka deep shit. You were like, "This is great," and
No.
then the last two up, none of that. You were like, whenever the show gets deep, you just tune out.
I hate it. I hate
Oh
it.
my god!
hate it,
Oh
dude.
my god! This is the take that's gonna cancel the show, man.
I hate it. I don't care.
No,
That's
you're
fine.
Oh my god!
I'm dying on this hill, by the way.
That's fine, Raul.
Oh my
People
god!
have died for lesser shows.
If you were Shinji, would you simply shoot the gay boy?
Probably.
You
Yes.
would have been like, "Fuck this bitch, bye!" Just
I would've
blast
shot
his
him.
face.
Probably would have shot my dad as well.
Fuck that bitch, bye! Fuck it. What else do you
It's over.
need? Just
So I'm
fucking.
taking the robot. I'm going
You would have
home.
simply. Where
I'm
I was
taking the
like, if I were
robot.
Shinji, I would simply just get in the robot.
No. Honestly, to be completely honest, if I were in Shinji's position, I'd probably react the same. Most likely, right?
And
Because
that's
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 kind of
what
a
makes
sub-
you mad,
so
isn't it, you
good.
piece of shit?
That's
Because you're
so
like,
good.
I don't want to watch myself go through this. Is that it?
I don't
you
know.
Fucking.
Come
All right,
on,
but
Raul.
okay. Here's another thing. I
Uh-huh.
probably wouldn't masturbate to Asuka's titty, one
Okay,
titty right in
well,
front of her. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, you know what? Fair enough.
Well, we won't fight you there.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even know what that scene is.
Mhm.
Oh my god, come on, man. It's
No, I know what the scene is. I just don't know.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
like
the
what
deeper
is the
meaning
meaning of
is.
this scene, right? What is
Oh.
the
Mhm.
purpose?
But
In
I
page
feel like he just.
39
I
of the
feel like he
script.
just.
See what I mean?
In page 39 of the script.
He just checkmated us so hard.
You see what I mean?
Okay,
Hey,
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Why
and-
does Shinji?
like, come on, we could make this argument about something else we love. Come on.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Don't make me say it, Raul.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Narrative.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. It says here the importance of the hospital scene.
Oh, here we go.
I can't wait to
Too
hear
long
this
didn't
bullshit
read.
someone made
He
up.
jerks
this,
off
Raul?
out of instinct, and the scene happens because Asuka has to accept it in the end.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
I didn't answer anything.
10
What
out
the
of
fuck?
10 answer right
Yep,
there.
that's
What
kind of the
hell?
fan base.
Hold
they
up,
just have
hold
an
up.
explanation, quote unquote, for everything.
No,
and
hold
it's
up,
just
hold
like
up.
you're
This
just
is
saying
this
bullshit.
is this is by Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, 4 years ago on the Evangelion subreddit. The opening scene of EOE is one of the most ingenious scenes in all of EVA, and I'm going to try and explain why I feel this way. Spoilers, duh. So why does Shinji masturbate over Asuka in the beginning of the movie? It's because he doesn't know how to make decisions for himself. He never acts of his own free will and is constantly driven to do what other people want him to do in an effort to make them like him. He is entirely selfless for very selfish reasons. But by
Like him.
this point in his life, he has nobody left to turn to. His father wants nothing to do with him, and Misato and Rei now terrify him. So he turns to Asuka out of desperation, who normally would be the last person he turns to because he's under the impression that she hates him more than anyone else. He's so desperate, in fact, that he tries to wake her up in a comatose state, tells her to even call him an idiot like he always does. The thing that he normally least wants to hear, though he likely knows that his attempts are no use. This is his final cry for help, so when he exposes her breasts, and she still doesn't wake up, this is when he knows he is utterly alone and must make decisions on his own. But since he has no experience in making decisions and doesn't feel qualified to do so, he only relies on his instincts, and his instincts at that moment is pretty much to go like, see breasts, get horny, jerk off. He doesn't care about the repercussions of the guilt. Okay, this is kind of a stupid fucking...
Mm-hmm.
So,
The semen on his hand is parallel to the shot of the blood on his hand in the first episode. Blood representing death, semen representing life. Yeah, this is a little weird.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Well-
well I'm just gonna take that point back and sit in silence.
The point is,
Look.
the point is,
I'll be fair. I respect the grandness of the show,
Okay.
and like I said, there's a lot that I like about it. I just think that the subject is a little whatever, and the fan base really hype it up. They hype it the fuck up.
Oh my god.
It's just like, dude, just shut up.
yeah.
Whatever. You're wrong.
Well, that's perfectly
that's the real
fine.
problem. People have been wrong before, Raul. It's okay.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm so sorry. It's so many of you though. Man, it's crazy.
Wow.
Oh my god. I wanted to talk about the movies actually. Maybe before we go to the
The
main
movies, dude.
segment.
Like they're trying to kind of find another ending.
No, yeah.
Doesn't
See,
that
that's what's
say
interesting.
something as
Listen
well?
to this. There is a theory, and I feel like it's very well fundamented. Is that a word? Fundamentada.
Fundamented?
The movie, I believe all of them are a time loop, and it's going to be revealed in this last one. Because everything's happening again, right? It's a remake, but not quite. There is enough differences here and there that you go, something's not right here, something's not right there. And I believe in the third one, some weird shit happens. And it just sparked this time loop, like, idea, and I don't know. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in this last one. I don't know. It's basically a popular theory with no reason to support or refute it, but we'll only find out in this new one if we're through or not.
Okay.
You know? So, I don't know. If it's that, Anno's a genius, the guy who made it. If it ain't, then I don't give a shit. Oh, man.
Evangelion.
I don't know. Anyways, how long have we been going?
A bit. For this segment, it's been 40 minutes, about. The entirety, I mean.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Evangelion. I wouldn't talk about Evangelion for 40 minutes.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You know what,
Fucking
Raul?
shit show.
How about you go watch Blue Gender, huh? See what you think about that, huh? You might
no,
like it.
I'm
It has
good.
an ending.
If you like it, I probably don't like it.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Gentlemen, what's really going on here is that Raul
War was
has
declared.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyway,
Raul, when are you gonna accept Seed into your heart?
never. You
Okay,
haven't
well.
accepted it. I
Seed
won't.
is kind of like Evangelion, actually.
No,
Isn't
shut
it?
up. Shut the hell
There
up.
you go.
Nope. Don't you ever say those words again.
Didn't
So-
they do the same thing? Weren't they both like, hey, I watch Gundam. Gundam's my inspiration. And then they just fuck it up?
Oh my god.
Hmm?
You know, there are no winners in this life.
Mm-hmm.
There are no winners.
I'll give it a rating.
Okay.
Castlevania. Well, yeah. Well, what are we gonna rate Castlevania as well?
Oh,
Totally
that's,
subjective, meaningless
Oh, we
rating.
can.
That's for me, probably a 7 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually quite surprised.
Yeah. Evangelion though? Oh man, I'll surprise you with this one.
Whoa.
I'll probably it's probably like a 5.
Well then.
It was good, but it's not what people hype it up to be. I don't feel.
I
Well, that's
give it a
just-
10.
That's
And
a
you're a fucking
personal-
idiot.
Oh my god, that was uncalled for. But what about?
Let me have this.
Castlevania, I feel like is it's a solid 9. Honestly, I don't wanna say it's not a
really
9.
That's too
spread
high.
out here. I
But
was
okay.
feeling it was an 8.
Oh
Okay,
well.
that's fine. That's fine.
Can say.
Yeah. We got 7, 8, and 9 here. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's for Evangelion now.
Evangelion's a 10!
I'm gonna watch it for the 3rd time, so I think that speaks to how much I like it at least.
There you go. Colonel, give it your first 10. Go, go, go.
What do you mean? I've given 10s before.
To what?
Haven't I? I can't recall.
War Dogs.
No, let's not talk
Okay,
about that.
Raul. What
Uh-huh.
do you give it? What do you give Evangelion? Say it. Say you give it a 2, you piece of shit.
He said
5.
5.
A 5!
It's perfectly respectable, you know.
There's nothing respectable of 5. A 5,
But it's his
a
5.
7 is a C, you know? So a 5 is an F.
Maybe
You know,
you're
our
in.
grading system is flawed. How
Stupid,
come?
right?
How
I
come?
agree.
Like from 1 to 5, it's F, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should focus on 1 to 5 then.
1 to 5.
Yeah.
3.
Well, no, well, you said 5 earlier, so that's a 5 out of 5.
There we go. Thank you. All right. Thanks for watching for another episode. No,
We
okay.
got him.
Listen, I want to show you these fucking videos that I'm getting all over fucking Twitter.
Oh, by all means.
Colonel, I'm going to show them to you mostly because Raul's an asshole and he saw them already.
Well, not all of them, but I've seen this one. I mean, wasn't this retweeted by
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Look at this. This is Logan Paul in Puerto Rico. Did you know he was here?
Yeah.
Isn't this
Brought his
great?
friends too, right?
He made this himself, or
He
they
made
made the.
this.
Yeah, this isn't a fan edit. Like this isn't a meme.
Is he gonna be a PR boxer now? What?
I don't know what this. I don't know why he would. Right? Because that's what it looks like. Like I'm Puerto Rico now. I'm a PR boxer now. Wait for the end. I don't know what that meant. That was really strange.
Confused native noises.
Yeah.
What?
I think he made that. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me check.
Are you sure?
No, I don't know if I don't think he did. I don't think he made that. That's just a meme. I lied. I'm sorry. I get all my my
fake
fucking
news,
sources
fake
wrong.
news.
Fake news. So that was funny. I wanted to show you that, and I have no else to say.
So
This
he's
is great.
here.
Este Georgie Navarro corriendo de la Comay porque hay un revolú nuevo que Georgie Navarro I guess has an illegitimate child, whatever. Pero
Oh my.
they're just trying to.
The dude's just trying to jog.
I like
Got
how
it,
he
got
stays
it, got
quiet.
The camera guy is everything. This is everything, cabrón.
God, you know what? That's yeah.
That's
Oh my
everything.
God.
I wanted to show you that. I want to show you this. Esto es cabrón el Normandy. They
Esos
fixed
son
it.
ustedes dos, cabrón, ahí diciendo, ¿por qué no te gusta Evangelion?
¡Ea,
Ya yo estoy como que,
puñeta,
ya yo he dicho todo lo que tengo que decir.
Ven acá, pero ¿por qué tú te Evangelion?
Y yo me quedo callado, como que...
¿Pero qué piensas?
Ya
¿Qué punto le quieres dar a Evangelion? ¿Un 5? ¿Un 5 dijiste? Y tú,
Ya yo hablé.
yo no
ya
voy a
yo
hablar,
hablé.
yo no voy a decir más nada.
Ay, Dios mío.
Entonces el fucking Normandy lo arreglaron, hicieron un
What,
private
no way.
dinner.
No,
Sí,
you're
cabrón.
lying.
Entonces, esto es un piso nada más. And they did this private, like, Resident Evil, like, dinner en el Normandy, cabrón.
Ajá.
And,
Wow.
like, hicieron este trailer.
En el
¿Este es un
mar.
trailer? No, este es el
Oh.
actual thing. Cabrón. Cabrón, dime que esto no está cabrón. Aquí hay una orgía. Aquí tú entras y te sacrifican, cabrón. A Satanás. Cabrón.
As long as it's Lady Dimitrescu.
Ajá. Lady Dimitrescu lives here, bro. Lives
Pero
here.
boricua.
Pero boricua,
En el
exacto.
Normandy.
Soy boricua.
Ah,
Es
la
Lady
se- la
Dimitrescu
doña
boxeando,
Lo-
cabrón.
Doña Dolores.
Doña Dolores,
Yeah,
cabrón. Y en vez de vampiro, chupacabra.
Sí,
Exactamente.
exacto.
She's got 2 horns.
Exacto. Mira, muchachito. Te dije que venga acá y te comes este plato de arroz. Estás bien flaco. This is the Normandy. They literally did that.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Was that legal?
And
Like, did they just show up?
No, it's totally illegal.
Oh, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Like, 'cause
This is
that's different.
trespassing. I don't know.
This is trespassing, man.
Ellos arreglaron eso y dijeron,
Oh, to be fair, they do have the whole place abandoned.
I know.
I mean, they wanted to turn it into a parking lot, apparently.
They should just demolirlo. What the fuck is
No,
that
what the
doing
hell are
there?
you talking about? It's architectural history. We can't
Cabrón,
keep
el Normandy
destroying-
no hace con carajo, cabrón. Pues que lo
Dude.
arreglen o lo tumben pa'l carajo.
See, that's a really bad attitude to have. You see that they took out first we took out our swamps, and now the beaches are eroding. Next, we've already been demolishing historical buildings all over the metropolitan
Pero que
area.
histórico del Normandy. Que se
Are
quemó.
you?
Que quebró.
Look at it. It's a unique building built
Ay,
like the
Dios,
first half of the
cabrón.
20th century. These people.
Que esto es un palo, cabrón. Mira, un
Yeah, it looks
edificio
like a
largo.
boat. When was the last time you saw a hotel that looked like a boat?
Ay, mámame el bicho, cabrón.
See, this
Es
is the
una
real problem
mierda,
here.
cabrón.
You're being
Eso no
very
hace un carajo
short-sighted.
ahí.
You really are a vampire.
Esto es fucking... Tú eres un vampiro. Eso es lo
No,
que tú
you're a
eres.
vampire. Vampires are short-sighted, and you're
No,
short-sighted.
cabrón. Tú lo que quieres es usar eso para una cabaña para matar gente. Sí, yo sé, cabrón.
Sometimes,
no me puedes
but,
mentir.
but.
Cabrón, lo que pasa es que lo que yo digo es que eso está ahí cogiendo polvo y ocupando espacio. Maybe no tiene que ser un
No,
parking.
they were
No puede
fixing
ser, no
it.
tiene
They
que ser
were-
un parking.
They were about to. They were fixing it I think it was pre-Maria, and then it happened, and the dude's like, "Well, all that money went nowhere." You know, and
Agreed.
now we gotta look again. But
Capitalism.
People
Esto no es
are
nada
interested.
puertorriqueño, cabrón. Lo que
Oh
deben
my
hacer,
God, here
lo
we
que deben
go.
hacer, lo que deben hacer. Pueden, en vez de un parking es asqueroso, pero deben ser un parque. ¿Por qué no son un parque? Un
Oh, yeah,
parque
let me
bien
just go to
lindo que
this
se llame
park
el
that's
Parque
tiny.
Normandy.
tiny ass park. that no
Cabrón, pero
one
que se joda,
will
se
go
ponen
to.
arbolitos, se pone una placa que se llama el Parque Normandy.
No, yo sé cómo arreglar esto.
Y se
Yo
hacen
lo voy a
como
activar
que...
como
Ajá.
un Wonder Park adentro, loco.
Ay, cabrón. El Wonder Park nuevo, cabrón.
Ay,
Esto
no
es
es
un Wonder
loco.
Park en el primer piso y
El
un aquí en el
Wonder
segundo.
God damn.
El Wonder Bee, cabrón. Wonder Park was great, ¿verdad?
Wonder Park was amazing.
Wonder
That-
Park era la
Tenía
hostia.
wifi.
Era mejor que Chuck E. Cheese. Tenía wifi, parece.
Tenía wifi.
Al
what?
final- al final.
Diablo, papi. No, Wonder Park tenía wifi. Eso estaba bien cool. No
Yo
por
no
nada.
sabía
que,
eso.
que una de las últimas veces that I saw Wonder Park, it had
Ajá.
with like marker on the window, it said Wi-Fi. I'm like, yeah, Wi-Fi. This was-
Ay, bendito.
Puñeta. Como yo jugando squad y fucking Raúl me dice, mira, coge el... ¿Qué que tú dijiste?
No me
El
acuerdo.
hifi.
Porque estábamos, tú sabes que está el hit y está el high
Ujú.
explosive, que es
Yeah.
el fragmentation.
Sí.
Pues cuando yo le dije high explosive, él se confundió. Y él me dijo, no sé cuál es. Y yo como que, loco, high explosive, fragmentation. Y él, ¿por qué no dice fragmentation? Y yo como que jodiendo, James.
Porque él me dice, pero no es porque él no es que él no dijo high explosive, él me dijo hifi, cabrón. Yo, ¿qué es hifi, cabrón? ¿Qué carajo es
Yo no
hifi?
yo dije
¿Qué es
H.
hifi?
Y tú...
Cogiste H,
tú
yo carajo es
dijiste-
H, cabrón.
Y tú dijiste, ¿qué carajo es H? Y yo, pues, loco, fragmentation.
Porque no carajo, no usas la palabra completa, cabrón.
Pues,
Vamos a
más-
decirle al
más rápido
Normandy,
decirle
el Normi para Gabriel. Ahí
Let's go
está
check
Gabriel en
out the
su
norm.
Normi.
Hey guys,
Este
I'm
eres
going
tú,
to the
Gabriel.
norm today. Or,
Mira, este eres tú, cabrón. Este eres tú.
You bet your
este
ass.
eres tú.
You bet
En
your
el
ass.
fucking
Bueno, ya no sé,
Normandy.
he's living it
Como,
up.
como un pendejo, cabrón.
I don't see Jay there, so
Esas son mierdas de capitalismo. Mira este cabrón. Este cabrón parece un vampiro. Este cabrón que está acá atrás. Dale zoom.
ese tipo parece un vampiro.
Ay, yo. No puedo darle más zoom porque el fucking... Los
His
Illuminati
vampire
dijeron
power.
he knows too much. Aquel tipo es un
Man, que llega a tu
vampiro,
casa.
cabrón. No tengo la foto por aquí. ¿Qué es esto?
Me gusta
Es
esa
normal.
foto.
Nacho, no, cabrón. Eso está weird. Este tipo es un vampiro. Este tipo no tiene sexo. Este tipo no tiene pelo. Está cabrón.
Oh, this hate. God, Jay
No,
really
cabrón.
wanted to be there, apparently.
No, bueno,
Sí.
sí. Estoy cojonado que no me
Ya,
invitaron.
Exacto,
Porque eso era cabrón.
La verdad sale, Dios mío.
Pero whatever, cabrón. Esos hoteles son mierda neo...
You
Neo,
don't
whatever
get
the
it.
fuck.
You just don't get it.
I don't
There's so
see
many
the big deal.
ugly buildings from the 70s here that should be destroyed. But this actually unique building, you want
Whatever.
it gone.
Then fix
I
it.
like You're part of the
¿Quién carajo
problem.
hizo el
You're part of
Normandy?
the
¿Quién carajo
problem.
hizo el
man.
Normandy? El Normandy lo hizo quién? Vamos a ver. Un blanco ahí te ha puesto lo que sea. Raúl. Ah, no, espérate.
ADH. Eso es mío. ¿Qué tú vas a tumbar?
Hombre,
¿Qué?
De Raúl.
sí.
Espérate,
Was he a
déjame.
French architect?
Eso es mío.
No, no,
Sí.
Este cabrón.
Oui, oui.
Este es un pendejo, cabrón.
Oui, oui, míralo.
That's
Tiene chavo.
oh my god.
Este es Raúl, mira aquí.
Es
Es una pendeja, cabrón.
No, ese fue el que lo construyó.
Mira ahí tienen una foto, un edit de PT. En forma
PT.
el Normandy.
You know, that's a great place to make one of those video games at. Like to put the. You know, somebody should make a game in the Normandy.
No.
Bueno, ya mismo, cabrón, ¿no viste que estaban ahí remodelando el piso?
Okay, well.
Pueden hacer, ¿puedes saber lo que pueden hacer en el Normandy? Pueden hacer un museo de arte. ¿Por qué no?
Who goes to art museums here?
¡Ave
Ay,
María!
bendito.
Ah, verdad, te vamos a
Qué
explicar,
cabrón.
¿verdad? No, that'd be a good idea. El problema es que entonces vamos a tener que demoler el cuartel Valhalla.
No, porque tiene
There's
no,
not enough
cabrón.
art. There's not enough art. For
There's not
both.
enough art. O sea, es otro museo.
Vamos a hacer
qué
el
sé yo.
cuartel para meter el Normandy.
¿Tú sabes lo que pasa con el cuartel de Valhalla? El cuartel Valhalla lo que pasa es que hay que pagar como 5 pesos por entrar, ¿verdad?
Creo que para ver las exhibiciones sí.
Eso kinda
But I think you
sucks,
could just
¿verdad que
hang out.
sí?
Well, I don't know. Like, I guess it depends what you want to like pay for art, right? Like, would you pay for
I guess
art?
you're right. I feel
You
like
know.
museums should be free to enter.
But
Pero you should have
maintenance?
donation boxes porque I know que maintenance is expensive y whatever. Y no
Ujú.
solamente eso, I know que, ¿cómo te digo? En Estados Unidos la razón por qué estos museos están abiertos gratis es porque ponen un montón de dinero para apoyarlo.
Ajá.
En Puerto Rico yo sé que
Yeah.
eso no es igual.
Yeah, it's
Pero
harder.
maybe el problema es más complicado que abrir un museo nada más o que él vaya a cobre 5 pesos para entrar. Like, maybe es más complicado que eso.
Yo no sé, yo nunca he escuchado del Hotel Valhalla, but I would love to stay there.
Ay, mamá, el bicho.
Es que
Mira.
that actually sounded really cool. I would like to stay there.
Suena
Why
cool,
not?
¿verdad?
Yeah.
Acabo de
joke.
aprender, actually, que el Normandy es un lugar histórico.
Yeah, I'm telling you, jackass.
Ay, whatever, cabrón. Maybe
I'm telling you,
being
you're
ignorant.
part of the reason. There are 3 million people and change that don't know anything. And like the 100,000 that do, they leave and never look back. For good reason.
Mira, yo lo que pienso es que hagan
Or
algo
the
con
millions
eso.
that are left. Well, they should,
I co-
¿verdad? They should. Pero de aquí no va a ser. You know, nobody here has the capital for that. Or
Bueno,
we
ya
can-
lo arreglaron. ¿No viste el
Oh.
video que te mandé?
Ah.
Mira, ya está. Ya este tipo lo hizo.
Yeah,
Lo hizo el marinero.
Normandy now serving 10.
Exacto. Oye, son 10 más de lo que
You know,
tenían.
No es por
You know,
nada,
they
pero
should
la
do a
tipa de la
restaurant.
derecha me da miedo.
¿Quién? ¡Ella puñeta!
Esa-
Doña
esa-
Dolores.
mentira.
Doña Dolores, cabrón.
But maybe they should open a restaurant there, like on the first floor. Start small.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, because it is a beautiful and historical place.
I think it's cool. I always thought it was cool looking, but I hated that it was just there. I feel like
Well, yeah,
something should be
yeah.
done. Si no, sácalo para el carajo. Do something else with it. Por lo menos eso es lo que yo siempre he
that doesn't
pensado.
work. What are they gonna do? They're gonna put a Walgreens there probably. It's not gonna
Diablo,
do
cabrón,
anything.
qué
A small
funny.
Walgreens.
That's
dude.
No, no,
exactly. You know, they should turn the whole thing into a Walgreens. Why
No,
not?
cabrón.
That's gonna be
yo
the
soy,
best
yo
looking, like,
genuinamente, fuera de
Walgreens.
chiste, lo que pienso es que si tumban el Normandy es para poner un parque o poner algo que sea del beneficio público. Y ya está.
Yeah, but it's probably not gonna be.
Un
that,
Walmart.
let's be
Pero
real.
si ponen un Walmart, de verdad que está cabrón. Para eso hubieran
Son-
dejado el Normandy.
Son capaces.
Eso, un punto válido.
Mm.
Ahí sí que tengo que darte la razón.
I don't know. I just think we can do better. You know.
Un cine.
You
Nunca viví
know.
en cinema, cabrón. ¡Cállate
You
la
know?
boca! No,
You know,
un cine no.
No, that would be great. Actually, think about it. The entrance is perfect for that kind of thing. Imagine how
Nunca viví en
cool.
cinema, no.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It could be fine.
Puedes
art.
poner un
It could be fine art. I don't know. But imagine you just came out of the theater and you walk out to the balcony there, and you know you just discuss the movie to the open air. or
Se
something.
puede
I don't
hacer algo así. I guess.
Un cine y un
Or
restaurante.
we play
un cine,
airsoft there.
Ajá. Un cine, un restaurante y una cancha de airsoft arriba.
Una cancha de airsoft.
Un
Qué
field de
puñeta.
airsoft, exacto.
No, me gusta la cancha porque
Ah, la
es
cancha.
como la cancha de baloncesto. O sea, todo el mundo está bien pegado for like airsoft
Ajá,
ranges.
exacto. Y no hay cover. Es como que hay un tipo con un
cover.
pito. Hay un tipo con un pito, él se para en el medio.
¡Saliendo!
Y de momento. Y pip, out of bounds. Y se acomodan todos en
bueno.
filas otra vez. Uno en un, como dodgeball. Uno en un lado y otro en el otro. El referee mira. Pip. Y la gente pierden ojo y mierda, whatever, que se joda.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I hope it's on the top floor. You see the BBs raining down on the cars.
Sí,
Correcto.
cabrón.
Oh man.
Qué funny.
See, I should buy the Normandy
Dale.
Vamos a hacerlo.
and turn it into my VR play home.
Puñeta.
Yeah, puñeta. And you make like a life-size recreation of a game. You just walk around in VR.
Yes.
No need to worry about boundaries.
Yeah. Then they jack me out when I'm like 8 and I'm like, where am I? You know.
Claro.
What is the
Y lo
Normandy?
lo único que queda es el Normandy. Todo Puerto Rico es un dios.
Sí. Oh my god.
Y estás tú ahí nada más.
Se parte el Normandy por la mitad y me
se
hundo
hunde
con
como el
Puerto
Titanic.
Rico.
Ya,
Sí.
está cabrón.
I always
Tú en
thought
un lado y yo en el otro. ¡Jack! Ay, Dios.
Doña Dolores, aguántate de mí. Es que no puedo, mijo. God damn.
Ay, Dios. Qué funny.
Yeah.
Pues nada, does that cover everything for today?
Pretty
Next
much.
time on Saving PR.
Yeah, ese es el segmento nuevo.
Saving
Pues nada, Colonel, thanks so much for coming. I really hope you had fun.
It was a cool show.
And thank you. We'll definitely do this again. I want to ask you one last question before you go, however. It's a question we ask everyone. Or at least the last guest we had, and we're going to do it for every guest.
Alright.
I want to ask you, ¿quién de nosotros dos, de Raúl y yo, es el... ¿De quién es el show?
Dilo.
Ooh.
Dilo.
that's-
No, dilo. Tiro. Please do.
Oh,
I'm
man.
trying to prove a point.
Wait, no, I really don't
Di
No, dale.
honestamente.
I
Tú dilo.
really don't know.
Dale,
Dilo,
no.
cabrón.
Yo sé la
Tu
contestación.
show, nuestro show.
Nuestro show. No, dilo.
I don't know. I mean, Jay does a lot of the talking, so I'm gonna guess Jay's the leader here, like the lead speaker.
Oh, I keep
Okay,
winning,
da un
baby.
break.
I keep
Lo que
winning.
pasa
Most
es
of the
que
talking,
Raúl, la idea fue de Raúl.
Ajá, está bien.
Y
El
Raúl
producer.
sale al principio. El producer. Él no produce un carajo. Eso es lo que pasa.
Yo llego, le doy record y ya. Y hago extract y se lo mando y
Where
ya.
he produced an audio
¿Viste?
file.
¿Viste?
Ay, Dios mío.
Very well.
Este- La idea del show, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Y el nombre que sale al principio es el de él. Es Raúl y
En verdad,
Raúl
no.
Mercado y Jair Izarri.
Ah, sí, pero no suena bien. Di la verdad, Gilberto. Gabriel,
Oh,
di
hey
la verdad, Gabriel.
guys.
Pues, ¿qué suena mejor? ¿Raúl y Jay o Jay y Raúl?
I think Raul y Jay actually, because
Ahí
Vete
está,
pa'l
cabrón.
carajo,
Jay's
tú eres un-
shorter. Because Jay's
Ahí
shorter.
está,
you know?
cabrón.
Tú eres un cabrón.
Ahí
En
está,
inglés,
cabrón.
¿cómo suena mejor?
In English, Raul and Jay. Well, Raul and Jay. Jay and Raul. That, okay, so this is a catch-22, man. Like,
¿Viste?
in Spanish, Raul y Jay. In English,
Ay, Dios
Jay and
mío.
Raul.
Pero el show es Spanglish.
Then you're gonna have to do it both, put the names twice in
Es
both
por
orders.
esto, es de los dos. El show es de los dos, no es mío, cabrón.
No sé, en el otro voto vas ganando tú, pero en verdad voy ganando yo, pero vas ganando tú.
Ok. Los dos son, ustedes dos son unos pendejos.
Just telling you how it is.
Thanks for coming for another episode of Island Gems, and we'll see you guys next week.
Get the
Bitch.
fuck out of here.